Well, how you doing? Skull and Daniel here, riffninja.com. So you want to find out a little bit about the DADGAD tuning, D-A-D-G-A-D. Well, it seems to be a really popular open tuning. They say there's about 450 different tunings for a guitar. I disagree. I'd probably think by now there's more like about 600 or maybe more. I don't know. I don't know if any guitar player has ever used all the different tunings. Every time you tune a guitar differently, you have to relearn the guitar. It's got some different characteristics to it. Since DADGAD's a popular tuning, I thought I'd cover that. What does DADGAD mean? Well, it just means that those are the notes that you're tuning your open strings to from 6th string to 1st. D, A, D, G, A, D, right? So let's say you start with a standard tuned guitar, and your standard tuned guitar is E, A, D, G, B, and E. So the E on the 6th string has to go down to a D. The A on the 5th string stays the same. The D on the 4th string stays the same, and the G on the 3rd string stays the same. But the B string on the second string, it's lowered to A, and the E on the 1st string is lowered to D. And then you have D, low D, A, D, G, B, or A now instead of B, A, and D. D, A, D, G, A, D. D, A, D, DAD, G, A, D, GAD. Now, this tuning is really popular for a technical reason. And this is what I'm here to discuss more than how to play it. It's why it's popular. Well, you see, there's some theory involved. It's a chord theory. The chord theory that's involved is that it takes 3 different notes to make a chord. 3 different notes. Repeats don't count. Well, you'll notice with this tuning, you have 3 different notes. You have a D, an A, and a G. A, D, and G. You know, so D, G, and A is 1, 4, and 5 in the key of D. And since we've got 3 Ds, we've got a D on the 6th string, and the 3 octaves. We have a D on the 6th string, a D on the 4th string, and a D on the 1st string. I would consider this a D sus4, because 1 and 5 is always in the chord. For example, to make a D major chord, you have D, F sharp, and A. That's D major if you were tuning your guitar to D major. To tune your guitar to D minor would be D, F, and A. So the D and A is neutral. It's the 1 and 5. Now, if we don't have a major third, which is F sharp, and we don't have a minor third, which is F natural, then we have the 4 in its place, which is the G. We now have suspended the major or minor third. There is no more third. But there's still a 4th, and that counts as 3 different notes. So when you're playing this open, it's technically D sus4. That's the chord that's tuned to naturally. So wherever you bar it is a sus4, and it'll be a root 6. So for example, if this is D, then this is E, this is F, this is G, and they're all suspended 4ths. They're neutral. They're not major, they're not minor. You could play those chords over either major or minor, because they're not any one. And since 1, 4, and 5 is neutral in both major and minor, and the A is neutral, so that if you were in D minor and you went to a D minor scale, you'd discover that the G, which is the 4th, is neutral in both a D major and a D minor. Okay? And the 5 is also neutral in both D major and D minor. So now we have a chord that we have a tuning that has 3 notes, which which is technically a chord, 3 different notes, but it's neither major or minor. And so, of course, that should give you a hint to how to handle this at this point. And I have another lesson you'll have to search for that will give you a little more insight into how to approach this tuning to play it. But that's my theory on the DADGAD, and there's more to it than that, but this is a beginning to understand it. I'm sure this will help you and give you some insight. This is what I'm here for, to help you out and teach you something that's worthwhile and useful to further your playing. Well, I wish you all the best. If you'd like to check out my teaching styles in more detail, why don't you come and visit me at the Riff Ninja Academy, and you can get a 3-day free trial. And then you can really improve your playing. If you learn from me here on YouTube for just a few minutes, what can you learn when you join the Academy? Well, I'd be willing to bet a lot. That's what I've been doing all my life. I wish you the very best, and take care and have fun.